Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, December 27th is now called to order. Andrea, would you please call the roll?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 5:14 p.m. As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Sweeney. Mr. Tuma.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Schron is absent. Ms. Conwell.
Present.
Ms. Stevens.
Present.
Ms. Simon.
Here.
Ms. Baker.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Council President Jones.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Excuse me, I think you forgot Ms. Turner.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Ms. Turner, I'm so sorry.
I'm here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
All right. At this time, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Andrea, has anyone signed in for public comment?
Yes, we do have public comment. Grant McKay. Mr. McKay, can you speak into the microphone?
Oh,
Thank you.
Now, here we go. Apparently when I moved it, I turned it off. Sorry, guys. My name's Grant McKay. I hail from Lakewood, Ohio. Thank you for Ramon Budish, County Executive, for being here tonight. Council President Jones, Vice President Stevens as well, and other distinguished members of council. Is it okay if I remove my mask?
You can.
Thanks. Oh, that's killing me. At any rate, I wanted to come. I was downtown. I wanted to make a comment and say thank you so much for the initiatives that have been passed since 2011, particularly about the plastic bags. Anything environmental is something we need to do better with. Additionally, if we can try and keep the money that's being spent on Progressive Field somehow in the county more, maybe some type of contractor requirement or something like that would be extremely beneficial. The money that we're spending out from taxpayers coming back to taxpayers through contracts or something like that. At any rate, though, I wanted to introduce myself to you guys tonight, say hello, say thank you for the opportunity to speak, and look forward to seeing many of you in the future. Thank you.
Lou?
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
This time I didn't bother you with a photo, but the same photo you received already twice, that will still work for the situation I will be here talking about. After the physical assaults, multiple ones, and the photos can still prove the same thing. Now, we have got like continued 2-3 weeks. People in the shelter, the staff actually said that somebody had a COVID-19. Maybe your whole dorm room, that particular room, has to be quarantined. But the problem is there's no mechanism to ensure that because, heavily congregated shelter, the way they build it, or whatever building they use to be a heavily congregated shelter, definitely is not as ideal as when we set up the hotel rooms for people got COVID-19 positive test or confirmed case. Because you still have to eat and you still have to use the restroom. But in the so-called dormitory, you can see from the photo, there's no such a thing. So people still have to go in and out of the room. And since other people wouldn't know who actually has the COVID-19, so everybody actually is in danger. We have got this situation continues for 2, 3, 4 weeks already. Unfortunately, right now, there's no funding to help us to have another place to do that. Board of Health, if they don't have the funding, they can do nothing. So we would like to know if there's anything we can do as an emergency situation, because this COVID-19 is still with us. It's just different variants. Each one seems like the new one is stronger than the last one. And we do not even know the people, if they actually got it, it's Delta or it's the new one. So please, I know we clear not too many homeless people left in the county, but that's not really the case. Even for the limited number we can see on the paper, it's still some lives. Would you guys please have mercy on us? At least let us stay somewhat safe? Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, that concludes the public comment for this meeting.
All right, thank you, Andrea. At this time, can I have a motion to approve our minutes as printed on the agenda?
So moved.
We're properly moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the minutes are approved. At this time, a message from our county executive.
Thank you, Mr. President. The news on unemployment is mixed. The unemployment rate in Cuyahoga County is very low. It's 4.1%. Normally, this would be great news, showing the strength of our local economy. People who want to work are working, and that is great. But we also know that there's a tremendous shortage of employees and job applicants throughout almost all sectors of the economy. Businesses and governments can't find enough workers. I've heard Councilman Schron say that the talent development and acquisition that we need to do is the biggest problem facing businesses today. If more people were looking for work, it would be easier for businesses to find employees. A low unemployment rate makes the job of filling openings more challenging than ever. So we need to step up our work with businesses, educational institutions, and others to create and fuel a pipeline of workers. We at the county have been working with experts in the community to figure out how to meet these challenges, and we hope to present you with a plan to consider early in the coming year. It is really important that we figure this out. Thank you.
Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second, Simon.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0283, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1800-172.01 with Zico Consulting LLC for independent verification and validation services in connection with the Enterprise Resource Planning System project. It's for the period February 2nd, 2018 through December 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2022, to change the terms effective January 1st, 2022, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $78,000.
I think, move to adopt.
Second.
I think we all can agree on council that ZIG has been valuable to us throughout the process of the implementation of the ERP. As we desire to come to a close and completion of our ERP, ZIG's contract has come to an end, and we would like to extend it for the duration of the time it takes to complete the project. I believe the administration has found value in him as well, and again, we want to extend this for an additional year. There's a 30-day out clause in the event we are completed at an earlier time period. So with that, I do ask for my colleagues' support. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0284, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council 8, AFL-CIO, Local 3631, representing approximately 95 employees in the classification of Assistant Public Defender for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024.
This item was previously discussed in executive session. Council will take no action on this item. Committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend Rule 9D?
Mr. President, I move to suspend that rule.
Second, Simon.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0259, allocating capital funds in the total amount of $1 million in support of the Veterans Service Commission of Cuyahoga County's headquarters project, determining the services and programs that shall be provided and funded from the Veterans Services Fund in 2021, authorizing payments to various providers in the total amount of $700,024.35 for said services and programs for the period ending December 31st, 2022.
Mr. President,
Is that a motion?
yes, I move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Councilwoman Stevens, would you like to address?
Yes, for the chair of the Economic Development Committee and myself as chair of Community Development, we had a joint session last week, and the chair of the Economic Development Committee is a veteran, and I am the child of a veteran. And together we believe that the veteran services are incredibly necessary for the folks who have served and paid it forward in this county. We want to make sure that we continue to be proactive in allowing them to move forward in the provision of services to veterans who live in Cuyahoga County. The work that it will be paid for under this agreement is incredibly important to the quality of lives of those veterans. I'd like to encourage all of my colleagues to support this.
All right, and I am also a child of a veteran. All right, so at this time,
Mr. Chair, can I have my name added?
and yes, at this time, I would like to have my name added as well. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item is adopted. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend rules 9D and 12A?
Mr. President, I move to suspend those rules.
Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0285, amending the 2020-2021 Biennial Operating Budget for 2021 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers, cash transfers, and authorizing the reduction of excess budget appropriations for fiscal year 2021.
Move to adopt. Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments. The answers to our questions to OBM are on your desk. The list is long, but mostly routine appropriations and closeouts of grants and year-end appropriations and transfers. Notable are 16 items which transfer a total of $81,518,000 from the HHS levy fund for basic services, with the transfer for DCFS being by far the largest at $45,197,000. The $81 million was planned as part of the 2021 budget. There is also an appropriation of $3,426,909 for a federal Homeland Security grant, which pays for our emergency operations center during the pandemic. Finally, $100,000 is appropriated for a Cleveland Foundation grant for development of a climate risk quantification tool for businesses and private organizations. It is significant that the business and philanthropic communities recognize the necessity of climate action planning. The item which authorizes appropriation reductions is an item that we don't usually have, and it is this item that will allow us not to have the usual special meeting in a couple of weeks. At this time, I would like to move a substitute that includes just one change. It would remove cash transfer item G from the resolution. Item G would transfer $5 million from the HHS levy to the general fund. Because of CARES Act assistance and pending ARPA assistance, the general fund is healthy and the transfer is not needed. Following passage of the amendment, I recommend passage as substituted on first reading suspension. Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion on the proposed substitute? Not all those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All those in favor of adopting the resolution on its merits as substituted, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0286, approving a proposed settlement in the matter of Keenan versus Budish et al., United States District Court, Northern District of Ohio, Eastern Division, case number 120-CV1421.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session. All those in favor of adopting the item, say aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
President, discussion.
Oh, yes, discussion.
I recognize.
You have the floor,
Thank you,
Councilman
sir.
Gallagher.
As one of 11 county council members, I, as well as my colleagues, have a fiduciary duty to protect the county's financial interests. I'm not always in agreement with the policies or stances taken by members of the county's workforce, but my duties to the entire county must always be my paramount interest. Before us today is required county council approval of legal settlement in the matter of Maggie Keenan versus Cuyahoga County et al. And it is with the et al. That I have a problem. I am deeply disturbed by the alleged behavior of several of the individuals named defendants in this litigation. However, I'm left with the unenviable position of approving this settlement while disapproving of the alleged behaviors that brings this matter before us. My actions and my vote should be construed as one of support for the county's and the taxpayers' fiscal position rather than anything else. I remain and continue to remain very unhappy with what's going on in this county regarding settlements, regarding employees. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Not all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have it, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0287, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Graphic Communications Conference, Local 25M, affiliated with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, representing approximately 4 employees in the county print shop for the period February 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2024, to establish the terms of the COLA for 2022 and for 2023 reopeners for health insurance and wages.
Move to adopt. This item was previously discussed in executive session. Is there any additional discussion on the item? If not, I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0288, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas, General Division, and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, representing approximately 163 employees working in the probation department for the period January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2022, to modify the 2022 COLA set forth in Article 10 wages.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item, as previous items, was discussed in executive session, and I ask for my colleagues' support. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0289, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and excavating, building material, construction drivers, racetrack employees, public employees, manufacturing, processing, assembling, and installer employees affiliated with International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Local Union Number 436, representing approximately 10 employees in the classification of Deputy Dog Warden and the Department of Public Works Animal Shelter for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2023, to amend Articles 37 and 38 to establish health insurance and wages for 2022 and 2023 reopeners.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session as well, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2021-0290, approving an additional right-of-way exhibit as set forth in plat number M5036 for the replacement of Jefferson Avenue Bridge number 0057 between West 3rd Street and the Cuyahoga River in the city of Cleveland.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2021-0291, authorizing contract number 1921 with SMG Huntington Convention Center of Cleveland in the amount not to exceed $328 for lease of space at Huntington Convention Center of Cleveland and the Global Center for Health Innovation, located at 1 St. Clair Avenue Northeast, for the jury duty operations for the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas for the period August 28, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2021-0292, making awards on requisition 4593 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $11,092,322 for funding for one-time capital and programmatic costs to support delivery of services to persons with serious mental illness with co-occurring substance abuse, or substance abuse/addiction for the period January 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Public Safety and Justice Affairs Committee.
Resolution 2021-0293, authorizing contract number 1974 with Case Western Reserve University in the amount not to exceed $1,500,000 for fiscal agent and program operator services for the First Year Cleveland Initiative to reduce the infant mortality rates in Cuyahoga County for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee. Committee report and consideration of a resolution for second reading.
Resolution 2021-0268, authorizing home loans to various organizations or their designees in the total amount not to exceed $2,250,000 for various affordable housing projects for the for the actual loans and organizations listed on the agenda, items A through E.
This item will move to the January 11th, 2022 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Discharge from committee and consideration of a resolution for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend rules?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Before you read that, we need a motion to suspend the rules from 9D, requiring 3 readings.
Can we have a motion to suspend rules, again, Rule 9D?
Mr. President.
May I read the full, Mr. Chair, may I read the full motion of what we're doing?
Yes.
So number 1, we're motion to suspend rules 9D, reducing 3 readings, and 12S, discharging from committee by petition, dispensing with committee review, and discharging resolution number R 2021-0256 to the full council for consideration.
All right, having read the complete motion, I will make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on the matter? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. President, for the,
Yes.
okay, for the record, I withdraw whatever second I made.
We recognize the withdrawal of the second. Again, just to repeat, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it.
If you could speak a little louder into the microphone, thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Chairman, if I might explain.
Oh, yes. Yes, go right ahead.
The reason for the amended discharge from the committee is that in review with the staff of the treasurer of Cuyahoga County, it was concluded that it was in the best interest of Cuyahoga County to amend the legislation for the period 8/1/2021 to 8/1/2023 instead of 2024. It allows us to do some additional work, but continue to provide the county with the services needed for depository agencies on our behalf.
All right, thank you, Councilwoman.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller?
did we have a motion to,
No, we didn't. I was getting ready to say that.
I would like to make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
No, we need we need a motion to introduce the proposed substitute, which Councilmember Stevens just did. And we need a motion after that to accept the proposed substitute. And after that, any discussion, and then all those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, and all opposed, and then we need an all-together vote after that.
Okay, so I'll move to accept the substitute.
Cheryl moved.
Cheryl moved, you're a second.
In favor, say aye.
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 Okay?
Yes, we're okay.
All right, okay.
And-
Madam Clerk, if you would read the next item into the record.
Mr.
Councilman Miller, the floor is
Yes.
yours. Yes.
We accepted the substitute.
Yes, we
We
did.
need a motion to adopt the resolution as substituted.
Would you
And
do
on
us
its
the honor?
merits.
Would you do us the honor?
Yes. I move that we adopt the resolution as substituted.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
We're running out of years, the end of the year. Huh? Continue. Madam Clerk, you can read the next item.
We're moving on to item G, Council President.
Committee
Listed on page
report and
9.
consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second, Simon.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0210, authorizing a hospital facility agreement in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 140.03, with the Metro Health System for the transfer of various parcels of real property identified in Attachment A hereto, titled in various county-related entities and currently being used for public hospital purposes, to the Board of Trustees of the Metro Health System.
Motion to adopt. Second. And, Mr. President, if I could, this is updating the titles of property held by and for the use by Metro Health. There are numerous parcels were held by the county prior to the charter enactment, and titles needed to be updated to reflect new county structure. We heard from Dr. Boutros and Law Director Huth on this. It modernizes our real estate title process, including updating parcels still in the name of the county commissioners. County Council and Executive will still maintain its role in determining the future use of the properties consistent with Metro Health's status as a county hospital under Ohio law. And finally, council staff, law, and Metro Health's legal team and the County Council worked together to craft a contractual language that protected the county's interests while allowing Metro Health to appropriately and effectively use real estate to maximize patient experiences and future growth of the hospital system. And I would ask for my colleagues' movement on this piece of legislation.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman?
I just want clarification. These parcels are not transferring title to the hospital, correct?
Actually, they are. And we had numerous discussions with Metro Health about this, and the committee members did as well. I don't know if maybe the law director would like to speak to the rationale behind it. And we did ask a lot of questions. There were a lot of questions. We brought them back. So, law director?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman of the Councilman. Yes, these do transfer title to the Board of Metro Health. But the good thing about this is after we worked on this deal for about a month or so is that there are a lot of restrictions as to how the property can be used going forward by any owner. So that the county would always be in the loop, I guess I can say, if they decide to do anything other than county hospital functions for the property.
Mr. President, to the law director, in a brief nutshell, why are we conveying title of property we own to the hospital? I understand there's conditions and some level of control that we assert, but what's the point?
Actually, is there someone from Metro here that could deal with that one? I think that'd be better coming from.
Well, you're the law director. I'm sorry, Mr. President. I mean,
Well, the point is to put it in the control of Metro.
but why?
And feel free to come forward.
I can answer a little.
Come forward.
To my understanding, Sonny, when we had a meeting with Dr. Boutros, yeah,
Thank you. We have
Allow
someone from
Metro
Metro
to
here.
speak. You have the floor. Thank you for coming forward.
Hi, everybody. Mike Tobin from Metro Health. Councilwoman Simon, through the chair. It provides, the main focus of this is it provides us favorable lending terms. We can get better rates. It allows us to apply for things like new market tax credits that we currently can't use when it's just titled to the county. So we will continue to use the property for purposes of the hospital. And but this will essentially help our bottom line fiscally and put us in a better position to do things.
Okay, that's the answer. Thank you.
Okay.
Councilman Miller.
I would also mention that it saves us something estimated approximately $600,000 per year in insurance costs, which Metro Health will assume.
And, Mr. President, if I could, just to the councilwoman, I perfectly understand your questions and your concern over it, because those of us on the committee also had a lot of questions, and it was thoroughly vetted, and we talked with our legal counsel and Metro Health's legal counsel, and until we felt comfortable with language in the agreement, we weren't going to move forward with this, and this has been on the agenda for quite a while.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to know why in a nutshell, and I was given that answer.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
if I may ask, and I was on Public Works, but no longer, just wanted to make sure that that provision that we talked about, the right of first refusal, was that added to the legislation?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman of the Councilwoman, actually, we went a little bit further than that. Actually, we crafted form deeds for the various properties so that each parcel will have the restrictions as they appear that we discussed at the committee, so that way the county's covered that way.
As long as you're satisfied with that, if that property were to no
Yes.
longer be used for that purpose, we have the right to
Yes.
bring it back. Thank you.
Further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0265, authorizing revenue generating agreement number 1932 with Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority for lease of a county-owned parking lot located on Cedar Avenue at East 22nd Street. Permanent parcel numbers 103-13-019 and 103-13-022 in the city of Cleveland for the period December 15th, 2021 through December 14th, 2023.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And, Mr. President, Mr. Myers came before Public Works on December 1st, 2021, and this is dealing with two parking lot locations near the now shuttered juvenile court facility. This allows the CMHA to use the lots. There is a 30-day out clause that allows the county to end the contractual agreement should a new need for the property arise. And during the term of CMHA's use of the property, they will assume all responsibility for the security and maintenance of the lots. And I would ask for my colleagues' support on moving this legislation forward.
All right, Andrew, would you please add my name to this item? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0266, making awards on requisition 6380 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $1,415,000 for various vehicle repair parts, equipment, and services for the Fleet Division for the period December 7th, 2021 through December 6th, 2023 for the various providers A through N as listed on the agenda.
Motion to adopt. And, Mr. President, this is the county's first use of a master contract for fleet management services. There were 17 vendors who responded to the RFP, 14 were selected to participate, and this allows flexibility for the county to use vendors to get our vehicles back on the road as soon as possible, and the contract is for 2 years. I'd ask for my colleagues' support moving this legislation forward as well.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0267, authorizing an amendment to contract number 839 with Envision Cuyahoga LLC for lease of office space located at 4621 Fulton Parkway in Cleveland for use by Old Brooklyn Neighborhood Family Service Center, formerly known as West Side Neighborhood Family Service Center, for the period October 1st, 2006 through January 17th, 2022, to extend the time period to January 17th, 2027, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $4,295,524.80.
Motion to adopt. Second. And, Mr. President, Mr. Myers came before Public Works on December 1st, 2021 as well here. And the current lease expires in January of 2022, and this extension allows us to stay in the building through January of 2027. It's 100% funded by the HHS levy. I would ask for my colleagues' support on this as well.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0269, authorizing an amendment to contract number 1990, formerly contract number 1333, with CHN Housing Partners for emergency rental assistance to income-eligible tenants unable to pay their full monthly rent due to the economic impact from COVID-19 for the period April 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,494,727.40.
Mr. President, I move approval. This resolution authorizes an amendment to a contract that was expended incredibly quickly. The need for support for people who lost their jobs, had a reduction in pay, or had other family problems due to COVID and the complications related to COVID in our economy was overwhelming. The staff at CHN Housing Partners was capable of helping Cuyahoga County provide a safety net to those in need throughout our county. The staff at CHN Housing Partners believes they can expend this money prior to the end of this year. That's amazing to me, in that we have less than 30 days left in the year. In review by the committee with the folks who were providing us with information, over 11,000 units of rent were paid for families throughout Cuyahoga County. That is a tremendous number, and we hope that the provision of these additional dollars will continue to save people in Cuyahoga County from becoming homeless.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr.
Vote.
President,
Yes.
I'm recusing.
Okay. One recusal. Again, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Resolution 2021-0270, authorizing an amendment to contract number 2033, formerly contract number 704, with Advanced Server Management Group, Inc., for print management operations for the period January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2024, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,110,000.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this is 270, correct? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This particular piece of legislation here is 100% funded by the general fund. It's a 3-year contract extension. This is an amendment to an already existing contract with Advanced Service Management Group for print management services, and this vendor will perform what we would call out-of-the-ordinary printing tasks. The normal Public Works determined that doing this work in-house would be much more expensive, and outsourcing some print jobs was cost-effective and a better use of county staff. So I'd ask my council colleagues' support on this.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0271, making an award on requisition 3353 with Integrated Precision Systems, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $9,884,031 for the Detention Center Security Project, and it's for the period December 8th, 2021 through March 30th, 2027.
Move to adopt.
Second.
President, this was heard in committee. This is for Juvenile Justice Center, and this is their new system of cameras and retention of all the things that are caught on the video.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0273, authorizing an amendment to contract number 366 with United Way of Greater Cleveland for fiscal agent services and emergency food purchase assistance by hunger centers serving eligible Cuyahoga County residents for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2022, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,220,450.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. Chair, this resolution was fully vetted in committee, and I ask my colleagues to support the committee's recommendation to move forward for these needed services.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0274, authorizing a contract with Child Care Resource Center of Cuyahoga County, doing business as Starting Point, in the amount not to exceed $1,620,682 for implementation and management of the Child Care Access and Quality Expansion Program for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. This matter was heard in committee. This is the contract with Starting Point to administer the training and technical support for the UPK sites.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0275, authorizing a contract with Child Care Resource Center of Cuyahoga County, doing business as Starting Point, in the amount not to exceed $2,708,844 for management and administration of the Family Child Care Home Professional Development System for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
So this contract is specifically for in-home care, child care throughout the county to train and administer to make sure they comply with rated step-up programs.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0276, authorizing a contract with Child Care Resource Center of Cuyahoga County, doing business as Starting Point, in the amount not to exceed $4,442,092 for special needs child care program, and it's for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This matter as well was heard in committee specifically to address training and assistance for centers that have special needs children.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0277, authorizing a contract with Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio in the amount not to exceed $1,357,008 for fiscal agent and administrative services in connection with the Bright Beginnings system and for the creation of a parent support department and related support services for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This matter was heard in committee, which we heard Bright Beginnings System program is expanding to include additional programs to assist with parent support throughout the county.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, can I have my name on it?
Add Councilwoman Conwell's name. Any opposed? If not, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0278, authorizing a contract with Cuyahoga County Board of Health in the amount not to exceed $1,539,300 for program administration services for the Newborn Home Visiting Program, for the Invest in Children program, and it's for the period January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. So this very popular program for newborn home visits is actually expanding to the areas of Fairview and Hillcrest Hospital to expand the scope where moms can get these services.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0279, authorizing a contract with City of Cleveland Department of Public Health in the amount not to exceed $682,276 for prenatal and interconceptional care services to high-risk families in connection with the expansion of the Moms First program for the Invest in Children program for the period January 18th, 2022 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. This matter was heard in committee as well. It's a program that's Cleveland-centric that addresses new moms and helps with any issues and wraparound services that might be needed.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Chair, can I have my name added?
Add Councilwoman Conwell's name. Any opposed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0280, making an award on requisition 5806 to Oriana House, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $2,100,000 for administration and operation of the Neighborhood Reentry Resource Center and the Adult Transition Model for the period July 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2024. And this item was originally heard in the Health and Human Services and Aging Committee. It erroneously says the Education Sustainability Committee.
Move to adopt.
I'm sorry, who's second? Thank you. Can you turn your microphone on? Thank you so
Sweeney.
much.
Is there any discussion on this item?
Please add my name, if you would.
Mine too.
And add my name as well. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0281, making an award on requisition 5807 to Cuyahoga County Public Library in the amount not to exceed $560,000 to oversee and administer the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Adult Basic Education Program for inmates in the county correctional facilities for the period December 7th, 2021 through December 31st, 2024.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This matter was heard in the Education Committee. We discussed and heard testimony on the program in the jail and specifically the challenges that were met during COVID, that the staff could not go into the jail facility to help the guests with their students with their GED, but they managed to do it, and this just continues with that program. And what was important is that while those students are in the jail system, that's the time to enable them to get their GEDs, because after they leave, it's often challenging to have them complete that. So it's successful, and ask for your support.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Please add my name.
Please add my name as well.
Mr. President, I'd like my name added to Resolution 280 and 281, please.
And Andrea, please add my name to 281 as well.
So we have Councilman Tuma, Councilman Miller, Councilman Sweeney, and Council President Jones. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the resolution is adopted. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2021-0243, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires the replacement of West 130th Street Bridge number 0226 over the east branch of the Rocky River in the cities of North Royalton and Strongsville. Total estimated project cost, $3,750,000.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Council President, this particular piece of legislation was brought to us by Nicole English in Public Works on November 17, 2021. Funding is as follows: 60% county road and bridge fund of $2.25 million, and 40% issue one funding of $1.5 million. The estimated construction date, start date is 2023, and the finish is early 2024. This bridge was built in 1952. It's rated at 41.3, which is poor, and there's over 11,000 vehicles per day. The bridge will not be shut down totally, but may go to single lane as construction progresses. And I would ask for, well, one other thing. This is a county bridge, so there is no municipal financial involvement as well. And I would ask for my colleagues' support on this important piece of legislation.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0244, authorizing an amendment to contract number 610 with C&S Engineers, Inc. for general engineering services for the Cuyahoga County Airport for the period February 10th, 2020 through February 13th, 2025, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,500,000.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And, Mr. President, again, this is, as the council clerk indicated, this is general engineering services at the county airport. The funding is 10% county general fund, 90% federal aviation and state aviation grants. The RFQ originally closed in early 2020 with an award to this particular vendor, and Public Works is asking to add funds to the existing contract. And the need to add funds to the contract is due to the need to utilize the CARES Act funding and the applicable timeline established by the federal government. The contract continues for 5 years until February of 2025, and this was intended in the amendment allowing the county to add projects into the contract, and I would ask my colleagues for their support on this legislation.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0253, authorizing an amendment to Revenue Generating Agreement Number 1864 with the Huntington National Bank, the successor in interest of First Merit Corporation, for the sale of naming rights for the Cleveland Convention Center for the period November 1st, 2015 through October 31st, 2035, to extend the time period to October 31st, 2036.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. This item we discussed in committee of the whole. If there any additional discussion?
Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution extends our naming rights contract with Huntington National Bank for the Convention Center for one additional year through 10/31/2036 at no additional cost to Huntington, in consideration of a reduction in value of the naming rights during the pandemic.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0255, authorizing a contract with Clark, Schaefer, Hackett, and Co. in the amount not to exceed $2,320,000 for annual audits for calendar years 2021 through 2025 for the period September 30th, 2021 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution approves a 5-year contract with Clark, Schaefer, and Hackett for 5 years for annual state audits for $2,320,000. This contract was procured by the state of Ohio, and we really don't have much choice in the matter. That having been said, the state did a good job of procurement for us. The cost is less than what we were previously paying to have the audits done by the state auditor's office, and I recommend passage on third reading.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0257, authorizing an amendment to contract number 256 with Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry for adult guardianship services for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2022, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $605,285.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this contract is funded by Health and Human Service levy dollars and Probate Court Indigent Guardianship Fund. So I asked my colleagues, it was fully vetted in committee. It's an extension of time period. If they could please adopt.
Mr. President, I have a quick question, if
Right
I can. Just Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry train adult, what do they do? Do they
Actually
train
are
the
the-
guardians or do they have the wards? How does that work?
They're actually the guardians.
They are, so their employees are trained to be guardians for probate court to draw upon when needed. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2021-0238, adopting the 2022-2023 Biennial Operating Budget and Capital Improvements Program.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President and my colleagues, the first thing I would like to do is to move a substitute resolution. And the substitute resolution is entirely technical in nature, and in fact, the original version, for some technical reasons, did not capture all of the council's amendments, and the substitute version does. So I make that motion and ask for a second.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Miller and seconded by Councilman Sweeney. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. President.
Councilman Miller.
So this resolution approves the 2022 to 23 biennial budget and capital improvements plan for Cuyahoga County. Thanks to everyone who made this budget resolution possible. I particularly thank Council President Jones, all of my colleagues, Trevor McAleer, Joe Nani, Khalil Seren, Levine Ross, Jim Boyle, Brendan Doyle, Andrea Richardson, Executive Armin Budish, Directors Walter Parfiowitz and Mike Chambers, Chief of Staff Bill Mason, and Michelle Pomerantz for their assistance. The budget resolution is notable in that the Executive and Council came to full agreement on the budget despite it initially being somewhat far apart. The Council supported all of the Executive's new initiatives. The budget provides additional funding to provide more competitive compensation for corrections officers and other safety personnel. We also fund the central booking construction and operation to provide an additional tool for jail population management. We provide requested funding to start the county utility. We also fund the tuition reimbursement program to help county employees improve job-related skills and make county employment more attractive. By agreement with the executive, funding for that program is funded at 50% in 2022 in recognition of the time it will take to get the program up and running and fully funded starting in 2023. The budget resolution also includes significant county council initiatives. We are providing $4.4 million over 2 years to hire additional social workers at DCFS. We realize this effort will only be successful if accompanied by an expanded recruitment effort and changes to make the job more attractive. We are committed to working with the administration to do these things. The budget includes several other county initiatives, including an additional $125,000 per year to add an additional C-Tag school by competitive bid, $100,000 per year to assist Crime Stoppers, $75,000 per year in additional funding to Global Cleveland for translation services, $120,000 per year for additional staffing at the dog kennel, and $200,000 per year to increase the RTA bus subsidy for county employees. We also added funding for the Prosecutor's Office, Juvenile Court, Reentry Services, Department of Internal Auditing, and the Inspector General's Office to better anticipate their likely expenditures. And we added funding for additional Board of Revision hearing boards to handle an expected influx of property tax valuation complaints. We also took action to incorporate Director Johnson's 5-year IT capital plan into our budget and capital improvements planning process. During the budget hearings, we had a lively discussion about the executive strategy not to budget for vacancies. Where we came out is in between. It appears that budgeting for likely staff turnover does make sense for large agencies with hundreds of employees, but not as much for smaller agencies. We also found the need to take into account the unique features of each department. This budget represents our best determination of each department's needs, and I believe that it accurately reflects the consensus of council as a whole. The budget did not deal with specialized funding streams such as the American Recovery Act and the opioid settlement funds. Further work on these will be required early next year. This budget will enable Cuyahoga County to serve our residents well and help more people improve their health and become socially and economically successful. The budget provides us a framework for the next 2 years, but budget work is never done. We will respond to changing circumstances and can flesh out and implement new ideas at any time. I recommend passage of the 2022 to 2023 biennial budget on third reading.
All right, all
Miss-
those in favor, Councilwoman?
Mr. President, just to thank the Chair of Finance, Councilman Miller, for all your work and in detail on this. We really appreciate it, or I do. I think all of it, I can speak for all of us.
Thank you.
And you can. I believe we all
right, come on, man.
Thank you.
So again, all those in favor of adopting the resolution based on its merit as substituted, don't have to clap this time. You can just say aye.
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 Can you add my name, Mr. Chairman?
And let's add Councilman Sweeney's name. Committee reports and consideration of ordinance for second reading, adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Right?
Second.
You want to say something?
Second, Simon.
Okay. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the suspension of the rules? No? All those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
The rules are suspended.
Ordinance 2021-0018, amending sections 306.01, 306.02, and 306.03 of the county code to make any exceptions consistent with state and federal law and to streamline the hiring process.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. President. This ordinance was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on November 30th. Sheriff Violent requested from the committee to consider streamlining the county's hiring process to allow asking about criminal convictions for county jobs that have state and/or federal rules prohibiting the hiring of individuals with certain criminal histories. To expand on this legislation, currently with the enactment of ban-the-box legislation, the county is prohibited from asking if an applicant has a felony record. However, under Ohio and federal law, a felony conviction is an absolute bar to certain jobs, including correction officers. The legislation creates a carve-out allowing inquiry into felony records for positions impacted by state and federal background requirements. I think it's important to note that this legislation impacts the county's personnel administration, and approval from the PRC is required. Both our county charter and our county code requires the PRC's input and approval on matters of county personnel. The official letter has been submitted from the PRC noting its agreement to this legislation. And in ending, I would sincerely like to thank the PRC for quickly arranging a special meeting to approve this legislation. Understanding the importance of this ordinance, they went above and beyond the standard meeting process. Their input is vital in moving forward. As we know, the PRC is an important body, and their input is vital. And moving forward, unless there is an unavoidable exception, ordinances will be heard through the standard PRC process and will not be placed on a public agenda without their approval. I'll ask my colleagues for their support of this legislation.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Ordinance 2021-0019, providing for adoption of modifications of Cuyahoga County non-bargaining salary Schedule B.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, Mr. President, this ordinance was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on November 30th. PRC Director Rebecca Kopczynski, along with Department of IT CIO Andy Johnson and HR Interim Director Sheba Marshall, proposed modifications to the county's non-bargaining salary schedule to adjust the pay grades in the IT department. PRC analyzed the data for 66 comparable IT positions that showed a need for increased salaries. This new salary schedule will allow the county to be more competitive in the hiring market for skilled IT employees. Again, as required